can count on. KOMU 8 News on Mid-Missouri CW starts now.
A naked woman covered in mud is currently in the Randolph County Jail after a bizarre escape. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reed.
And I'm Elise. Thanks for joining us. Police say the woman was an inmate from Sheraton County. KOMU 8's Ariel Cadet spoke to a witness who was on the scene when police made the arrest.
I was on the scene earlier today where police arrested the inmate. Multiple units responded to the incident and were on the scene trying to catch the woman. The witness told me he saw the inmate crash the law enforcement vehicle and take off on foot. He said the woman was naked and covered in mud. When he asked police if he could do anything to help, they told him to go somewhere safe because the woman was armed and shot at officers.
The deputy did sustain some minor injuries, has been transported to the hospital for care, and I believe the inmate has suffered a very minor injury that was unrelated to the struggle.
Naked female person came out of the ditch covered in mud. I drove down to tell the law enforcement. By that time, there was 12 to 15 of different levels of law enforcement there.
Law enforcement told me the reason the inmate was in Moberly was because she was receiving medical attention in the area. She's currently in Randolph County Jail, and the investigation is still ongoing. Authorities will not release her name or release the reason why she was in jail. In the studio, I'm Ariel Cadet, KOMU 8 News.
A child is recovering tonight after being hit by a car in Jefferson City earlier today. According to the Jefferson City Police Department, 7-year-old Zachary Latavion was transported to University Hospital in Columbia with minor injuries. The accident report says 42-year-old Lynn Moore Cones was traveling southbound on Broadway near the intersection of West Fillmore Street when the child was crossing the street. There's no word if the driver will face charges.
The Columbia Fire Department cleared a crash that backed up traffic near Broadway and Stadium this afternoon. One person had to be extricated. The crash backed up traffic more than 2 hours. Traffic was back to normal at 7 p.m.
A Mexico, Missouri family is upset after finding 2 family members' caskets surfacing on the cemetery grounds. The Thomas family is upset with the burial process at the Elmwood Cemetery. One family member has never been able to visit her husband's grave because she says City Parks and Recreation did not correctly bury the 2 caskets. On top of that problem, flooding means the headstone is still not in place.
Over 3 months since it's been going on, I've been coming back and forth. I want to put some flowers on his grave. I can't put no flowers on his grave with his grave looking like that. Yeah, it's bad. People need to come and see it.
KOMU spoke to the director of Parks and Recreation who oversees the cemetery. He said this isn't the first time flooding has caused issues like this one.
All right, we're going to take a look at our current satellite and radar. That rain that we saw earlier today off and on is off to our east right now, go over near St. Louis. But the next thing that we are looking at is off to our west in Kansas. We have this line of thunderstorms that is making its way towards Missouri. Actually, it's associated with a cold front that's going to cool down our temperatures, and we could see a little bit of rain tonight. But we're really thinking that when this gets towards mid-Missouri, it's going to break up. You can see that line of thunderstorms is in Kansas City. This is at around midnight tonight. And as it gets here, you can see it kind of disappears, and we're not seeing a lot of rain. We're even seeing clearing in our skies as we get into the morning. So not a lot of rain that we're looking at, but definitely passing showers are possible. I'll be talking about more about that and with temperature changes coming up soon.
Okay, thank you very much. Abortion dominated conversations on the Senate floor this afternoon. Senators debated for hours on the latest abortion bill. It's a combination of several abortion-related issues. KOMU 8's Nikki Ogle was there for those discussions. She joins us now in the newsroom with what senators had to say.
Senators debated and discussed for more than 3 hours today about an abortion bill that would combine multiple acts. Those would include late-term abortions, abortions strictly for race, gender, and disability, and notifying parents of minors getting abortions. Republicans dominated most of the debates today, talking about people they knew or experiences they had with abortions. But one Democratic senator proposed an amendment that would exempt victims of human trafficking from the bill.
Clearly, to force these women to carry a reminder of their victimization as a trafficked human being, to be forced to carry that reminder to term is something heartless and unconscionable.
I cannot support an amendment that would make it easier and would actually aid sex traffickers.
That proposed amendment did not make it to a vote today, but lawmakers need to make a decision by next week. The legislative session ends next Friday. The House has already approved its heartbeat bill, banning abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected. If the Senate does approve the bill it debated today, that bill would need to go back to the House before going to the governor for approval. In the newsroom, I'm Nikki Ogle, KOMU 8 News.
Also in Jefferson City today, the Missouri Senate got back to work after 2 days of filibustering. Republican Senator Denny Hoskins filibustered over concerns the House Rules Committee was holding his bills hostage. Democratic Representative Kip Kendrick says the House is holding up the legislation because Hoskins refused to hear House bills on the prescription drug monitoring program.
Unfortunately, I am against the prescription drug monitoring program. I've been against it for quite some time. But to hold up bills dealing with veterans, dealing with Haley's Law, dealing with CPAs, unfortunately, I don't like to play those political games.
Hoskins says he and the House Rules Committee have come to an agreement with both sides moving bills along.
Here's what's happening right now. Denver is now the first U.S. city to decriminalize the psychoactive drug psilocybin, an active drug in magic mushrooms. The vote leads by a slim margin, just 51%, but 1,300 votes still need to be counted. A final vote is expected next week. Los Angeles police knocked on the door of some wealthy neighbors and left with a truckload of firepower.
Plus, the president makes a big decision that could change the Mueller report tug-of-war.
And temperatures are in the mid-60s tonight, but due to that cold front that's making its way through, we're seeing temperatures cool down for a below-average day. I'll have more on that with rain chances coming up.
Track storms wherever you are. Download the free KOMU 8 Weather and Traffic app. Brought to you by University Subaru.
Woodman Engineering has been family-owned for nearly 90 years, servicing, repairing, and installing air conditioners in Jefferson City and the surrounding areas with reliable 24-hour emergency service and fair pricing. They specialize in residential and light commercial. Your home's comfort keeper. Woodman Engineering.
Introducing Unlimited with Payback, only from U.S. Cellular. The only unlimited plan that pays you back for data you don't use. So, quit flushing money down the toilet with Verizon. Bye-bye. It's payback time. Get unlimited with Payback and get paid back for data you don't use. You can save up to $240 per year on a single line versus Verizon.
Sometimes the best memories require getting a little messy. And frankly, that's where the fun begins. At Slumberland, we've got the styles for all your memories with our low price guarantee. Plus, right now, during our spring savings sale, get up to 65% off throughout the store on your favorite things. Get a little messy and always go for the memories. Slumberland, it's a good life.
It's the Sober Ride Defenders. The Key Hider. Search hard, you'll never find them. The Fast Dialer. She's called a ride before you've even said bye. The Stubborn No. He never lets you drive impaired. The Already There. Enough said. The Sober Ride Defenders. Getting you home safe.
You don't have to wear a cape to be a hero. Just make sure everyone has a sober ride. Face it, driving impaired affects lives.
Experience super hearing with Magic Ear. You'll be able to hear a pin drop from 100 feet away and watch TV without bothering anybody. It's so discreet, no one will know you're listening.
He's cute.
You'll be able to hear a whisper from the other side of the room.
Have you seen Dawn? She looks amazing.
It's perfect for the back seat of the car and for sportsmen and bird watchers. Get yours today.
Woodman Engineering has been family-owned for nearly 90 years, servicing, repairing, and installing air conditioners in Jefferson City and the surrounding areas with reliable 24-hour emergency service and fair pricing. They specialize in residential and light commercial. Your home's comfort keeper. Woodman Engineering.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you. This First Alert Weather Update is brought to you by Missouri Vein Care. More energy, better health. Vein Care is all we do.
Welcome back. The Senate Intelligence Committee issued a subpoena for the president's son, Donald Trump Jr. The Republican-led committee is almost done with its investigation of Russian election interference. When the committee interviewed Trump Jr. in 2017, he said he was only preferably aware of the Moscow Trump Tower proposal. However, according to former Trump counsel Michael Cohen's testimony, he briefed Trump Jr. and his sister Ivanka several times on the project. Also today in Washington, the president asserted executive privilege over the unredacted Mueller report. The Justice Department said yesterday they recommended Trump to do this. Trump's move comes as the House Judiciary Committee is getting ready to vote on holding Attorney General William Barr in contempt of Congress. The two actions mark a major escalation of the potentially lengthy battle over the 448-page report.
A sight to see in Los Angeles today when police raided a house. They found scores of rifles and pistols, so many they were piled up in the driveway. This was part of a joint investigation between the LAPD and other agencies. A Colorado mother who was texting her son during yesterday's school shooting near Denver spoke about what her son saw and heard.
Gunshots, and I instantly just went into panic mode and obviously wanted to make sure he was serious, and I ran up to the entryway of my work, and which is right on a really busy road, and I immediately saw fire trucks and police cars with their sirens on speeding down the road.
The shooting claimed one student's life. Several other students were wounded. One of the two students accused of opening fire was in court today. 18-year-old Devin Erickson kept his head down during the proceedings. He only spoke once. He's charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 29 counts of attempted murder. The name of the other accused shooter is being kept anonymous because of his age.
A biodiversity boost may be seen in some Missouri bodies of water. Coming up, how the Missouri Department of Conservation gave a helping hand today.
And we're looking at some rain tonight. Going into the weekend, though, we will see some drier skies and even some cooler temperatures as we go through the weekend. I'll have more of that coming up soon.
My legs are always achy. I always feel like I need to prop them up. I have no energy after work. I feel like I always need to take a nap. Well, Stephanie, you should have called Missouri Vein sooner. We have so much energy at work and after to play with kids and go on bike rides, to get more things done, and no naps needed.
Talk to Missouri Vein Care about scheduling your free vein screening, because Vein Care is all they do. And learn more at MissouriVeinCare.com.
What does loan default mean for me?
Should I file for bankruptcy?
How is child support determined?
Just because you think you can't afford a lawyer doesn't mean you can't get legal advice. At Missouri.freelegalanswers.org, qualified citizens can get up to 3 legal questions a year answered by licensed Missouri lawyers who volunteer their time. Log on and answer a few questions about your income to see if you qualify. Missouri.freelegalanswers.org. Missouri lawyers are here to help you.
The KOMU8 iPhone and Android News app is brought to you by University Subaru. Download yours today.
Low on cash and credit? Need easy approval?
It was time for me to look for a car, so JD Byrider was my first choice.
And JD Byrider is a great way to save on a great car with a great warranty.
Whenever I decided to come to JD Byrider, one of my close friends / coworker had a vehicle through here, and they had just gotten it. It was great. They saved so much money.
This is one of the best places I have ever, been to look at a car, because it's friendly service and they just treat you like family.
Spring into savings with TNT Surplus Spring Cleanup Sale. Save on all sizes of doors, on loads of ceramic wall tile, on windows, on tons and tons of hardware, on cabinet doors, great for craft ideas, and the ever-popular 20x20 Magic Carpet Squares, only 99 cents. Save 15 to 20% on all items store-wide. TNT Surplus Spring Cleanup Sale. Get your savings before the river carries them away. TNT Surplus, right by the airport in Jefferson City.
The Missouri Department of Conservation is trying to save the state's endangered dinosaur fish. Agents gathered on the Missouri River near Huntsville. The department released more than 200 pallid sturgeon into the water. The unusually shaped fish managed to survive for millions of years. Agents say today's dams and lower water temperatures are hurting its existence.
As an adult, the pallid sturgeon is a fish eater, so it's an important part of the food chain in the river. It has suffered from habitat loss and overfishing in recent years.
The sturgeon looks small here, but can grow to more than 80 pounds as an adult.
Overnight flooding has closed part of the Kansas Turnpike. The Turnpike, which is Interstate 35, is closed from south of Wichita to the Oklahoma state line. Water, as you can see there, just pouring over the runway. The Turnpike will stay closed until after the water recedes, so crews can check the highway for any damage.
All right, we're going to actually first take a look at a time lapse from Jefferson City today. Cloudy day we saw ahead, although we did see some passing showers here and there with a little bit of rain dropped on us. We did reach a high temperature of 76 degrees in Jefferson City today, but quite a cloudy one, and we did see a little bit of rain as we went throughout the day. That rain that we saw earlier is off to our east right now over near St. Louis. And actually, that line was forming some even severe thunderstorms down south. But look, this is the big picture here. We're under the influence of two low pressure systems, one being just north of us and one being just to the west of us, and there's a cold front wedged right in the middle, and that's where we're seeing a little bit of rain that we're going to see make its way towards mid-Missouri and cool down our temperatures. But zooming in towards the south, they're actually seeing a few of our severe thunderstorm warnings and even a tornado watch for around the Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi area. But this is what we're looking at for our area tonight going into tomorrow. We're actually in a flash flood watch going into tomorrow morning due to this little area of this line of thunderstorms that's making its way towards Missouri, although we are thinking that when it gets here, it's actually going to start to break up a little bit and we're not going to see as much rain as our western people to the west are going to see. So this is what we're looking at with the flooding. As we know, the Missouri River has been flooding quite a bit for a while now, and is actually expected to crest as we go into the weekend. This rain that we're going to see tonight is definitely not going to help the situation, but it's not really going to affect it as we're not going to see too much. This is what we're looking at for our precipcast for tonight. You can see this line of thunderstorms developing right over near Kansas City, entering the Kansas-Missouri border. But as you can see, as we step through here, this is 2 a.m., and you can see that line just kind of vanished. It kind of just fell apart. And although we definitely cannot rule out some little spotty showers, even a rumble or thunder or two, you could definitely hear tonight, but not a lot of rain is associated tonight. It's really thinking it's just going to break up, and we'll see just a little bit here and there. And as we go through the morning, going into tomorrow morning, we can still see rain here and there, again, spotty showers. Most of us will stay dry. I want to direct your attention to these winds right here. They're shifting coming from the north. That's a cold weather direction. That's what we saw from our cold front. That's going to impact our temperatures for tomorrow. We're going to be a little below average and for our temperatures for tomorrow and going into Friday as well. But as we go through the day tomorrow, we're going to start to clear in our skies, and by Friday, we'll see mostly sunny skies and quite a beautiful day as we shape up to our weekend. Temperatures look like this. Our average temperature for this time of year is 72 degrees. We're at 59 for tomorrow. Increasing sunshine as we go throughout the week will be 67 for Mother's Day, and as we enter the new work week, we'll be in the 70s for Monday. But as for tonight, we're cooler with the low temperature of 55 degrees. Again, passing showers most definitely could see some rain here and there with cloudier skies. As we go into tomorrow, we'll be cooler, a little below average at a high temperature of 59 degrees. Again, we could still see those showers in the morning, but most of us will stay dry for our Thursday. Going into Friday, we're seeing high temperature around 63. We'll warm up for Sunday with a slight chance of rain for the weekend. Mother's Day should look pretty beautiful, though, and as we enter the next work week, we'll be in the 70s.
Okay, thank you very much. Some neighbors in Callaway County woke up without water this morning. They say this is the last straw after multiple issues with their landlord. KOMU8 confirmed their landlord hadn't paid the trailer park's water bill since March. The landlord, Matthew Todd Castle, says he failed to pay the bill on time because Boone County Water District number 9 was closed. The office was closed Monday for half a day, but an office worker says there is a drop-off box for payments. The residents asked to keep their names out of this story because they fear retaliation.
but with having, you know, a disabled child and, you know, 3 other kids that have various disabilities, I have to provide for my kids and make my home as safe as, you know, possible.
Boone County Water District Number 9 turned the water back on around 1:30 p.m. today. Castle says before this payment, he hasn't missed one in 20 years. Residents say Castle has also been evicting people for no good reason, not carrying insurance, and not allowing pets despite signing leases that allow them. About 5.5 hours after the scheduled time for Mizzou softball, they are finally underway in the SEC tournament.
Highlights coming up next in sports.
If you want to make it home safe,
do the right thing.
If you've had anything to drink,
throw the keys to a sober driver.
Drive sober.
Brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
Yes, you can have it all. Quality flooring, expert assistance, free in-home estimate, professional installation. Right now, during our National Flooring Extravaganza sale, you can get the flooring you want at the lowest prices of the year. When you're ready, we're ready.
Now is the time to save at Summers Interiors. For a greater value, ask about our in-stock specials. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Only Summers Interiors.
When you are facing a divorce, your case can be personal and sensitive in nature.
The family law team at Carson & Coyle knows the importance of good communication, and we care about our clients.
Whether securing significant assets or protecting your children's best interests, our attorneys handle all aspects of family law.
Our expertise can help settle your case or take it to trial.
For over 50 years, we have built our reputation here in mid-Missouri, with offices in Jefferson City and Columbia to better serve you. At Carson & Coyle, we are dedicated to protecting your legal rights.
Being a good hitter is all about timing, but there's no good time to drink if you're driving. Step up to the plate and throw the keys to a sober driver. Drive sober.
Brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
Now from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU8 Sports.
Hi everyone. After a long wait for the Missouri softball team, the Tigers are finally playing their game at the SEC tournament against Auburn. The Tigers missed the conference tournament last year. They did not qualify, even though they hosted the event. First meeting of the year between Mizzou and Auburn. They didn't play in the regular season. Tipton's Matty Norman in the circle for the Tigers. First pitch of the game, Casey McCracken cracks one into center. Base hit for Auburn, and later in the inning, it's Kendall Veach batting, and she comes through against Norman. Veach will drill this ball down the left field line, drives in a run, and Auburn had taken a 1-0 lead. Missouri looking to strike back 2 aboard, but Hattie Moore, the Tiger catcher, lines out to short. Look at Taylon Snow make a great play to double up Missouri. Auburn leading 1-0 now in the 3rd inning. The Royals are in Houston for the final game of their series. They're looking to win the series against one of the best in baseball, Jorge Lopez, the hurler for Kansas City in this game, but the Astros get to him early, as in immediately. Leadoff man George Springer, long ball to left and gone. Astros up 1-0. Later in the first, Lopez in a jam, pitching to Josh Reddick here, and he gets out of it with the strikeout. 1-0 remained the score. On to the 3rd now. The Royals batting, and it's Billy Hamilton at the plate, and he will take the spread peacock pitch and drill it to right. Josh Reddick stops it from hitting in the wall, but the speedy Hamilton still gets a double. And Adalberto Mondesi batting with 2 out and Hamilton at second. Deep drive to right, but Reddick, good defensive player out there, makes the catch. And the Astros have not looked back since. They lead 9-0 in the 7th inning. Cards home against the Phils today. Rubber match of that series. Odubel Herrera batting against Jack Flaherty. Lashes one to left center. JT Realmuto, the Phils catcher, can score. Philadelphia on top, 1-0. Later in that 5th inning, Mikael Franco is batting, and he'll hit a ground ball on the left side, but look at this. Matt Carpenter runs right into Paul DeYoung. Error there. Phils capitalized. They're up 2, and they win it with 4 in the 5th. They beat the Cards 5-0 to win the series.
Blues face 53 shots. Blues control. This is Thomas. Thomas shoots. It's behind
That was the goal by Patrick Maroon that sent the St. Louis Blues to the Western Conference Finals. But who will they play? The opponent? Well, we'll find out later tonight. San Jose and Colorado are underway in their own Game 7 right now out at the Shark Tank in San Jose. Martin Jones and the Sharks against the Colorado Avalanche. The Sharks got their captain back, Joe Pavelski. He missed 6 games, but look at this. One of the assistant captains for Colorado, their frontline center, Nathan McKinnon, out early with a shoulder injury, and he would leave the ice. Scoreless in the first period. When the Sharks get on the goal, it is Pavelski back in the lineup, back in the scoring column. Right now, San Jose leads at 2-1 in the second. An update at 10 on Channel 8. That's sports.
The 2019 Ford Escape was built for the Midwest, with everything you want built right in. Want your choice of powerful and efficient EcoBoost engines? You got it. Want capability like towing or intelligent 4-wheel drive? Sure thing. What about smart features for added convenience and connectivity? All in there. Get a Ford Escape at up to 20% below MSRP. That's over $5,000 in total savings. Only at your quality Ford dealers.
Sometimes the best memories require getting a little messy. And frankly, that's where the fun begins. At Slumberland, we've got the styles for all your memories with our low price guarantee. Plus, right now, during our spring savings sale, get up to 65% off throughout the store on your favorite things. Get a little messy and always go for the memories. Slumberland, it's a good life.
Coming up tonight at 10, we uncover what state staff found when reviewing a state agency's office.
Target 8 looks to see if your tax dollars are being spent wisely. That's coming up at 10 o'clock. Alexis.
And we do have a chance for those spot showers tonight, but temperatures will be cooler due to that cold front I was talking about earlier. 59 for tomorrow, but we will warm up as we go into the weekend, looking to be a beautiful Mother's Day. And as for tomorrow, though, we will see cooler temperatures, a high of 59, about 10 degrees below average for this time of year.
Mizzou softball tonight, Chris.
They finally got started, nearly 6 hours.
Only took 5 hours.
Yeah,
6 hours.
5:45, but who's counting at that point? Everybody's still awake. They're playing, and it's 1-0 Auburn in the